Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode, the last in the current series with me of A Dairyman's Diary. My name is, of course, Will, and we are coming to you live here from GWENDDWR as we are. Well, there's been a few little changes. We are in the middle, at the end of September now, first week of October, and the cattle are coming inside. So we have. We've moved, they're all closer to the yard now, they're all coming in, and we've just kind of been feeding everything up this morning, as we always do, and making sure they're all looking good. We just need to unhook the Bowser. Fantastic. Next job is to put the straw blower onto the back here, and we've got a few bales of straw to put in as well, and then we're golden really at that stage. We're all done. And yeah, everything is looking good. It's beautiful weather today to actually bring them in there. It's not wet, which is always ideal. Makes it just a little bit easier. And we're just going to kind of spin around here in a little bit of a turn circle we have. It's back in. So yeah, all of our winter drilling is done. It's in the ground now, which is such a relief to have that done. I really must say. And we're just gonna kind of get everything, all these cows in. They're all hanging around here. They're making a bit of noise, as you can well hear. They're excited to be coming in now because it's getting a little bit too cold. We're getting a lot of frost at night as well, which is making it a bit cold for them. So we're gonna bring them indoors, and we're gonna keep them inside now, which is gonna be good. What I do need to do though is just get this straw blower all filled up with some straw here. We've got a couple of smaller bales of quadrants lying around. So they're going to go in here first, and then we'll go around and use up some of our other stuff as well. We've really had to increase the amount of food we're feeding the cattle there because the grass is not growing anywhere near as much as we'd like it to, so they are really struggling for their output. But we've got plenty of feed, that's one good thing. So I'm not too concerned about that. What we might do here is just stick a Heston bale in as well. We do have a big straw blower here, so it's for that reason, really, so we can get a full load. We are still waiting for some more straw to come. We've got a little bit more over a dad's yard that we're going to have to bring back soon because, yeah, we're nowhere near full capacity at this stage. Elsewhere as well, all of our equipment is being kind of put away. Cultivation equipment is being put inside where possible. We're kind of all done with the heavy machine work for the year now. All we've got left to do over the winter is cattle work, really. Keep the livestock going. The winter crops that have been drilled will likely need a little bit of pre-em spraying soon, so we'll have to have a look at that when we're ready. But we're not quite yet. That's probably going to be in, I don't know, maybe another couple of days. We'll get into that. We need to just, easy. Stick this in the pit for now. You can see we're making inroads into the silage pit here. Really starting to get this used. We are feeding the livestock twice a day. They are taking a lot because we're still trying to get up their protein levels. So they can really continue with their milk production. So they are eating a lot, but like I said, it's no problem for us. We've got plenty we can manage. Fortunately, at least there's a lot of people who are in a lot worse situations. So happy to be able to kind of survive. What we're gonna do is just head on back here. We're gonna get these guys fed up, and then we're gonna likely just go and hitch this off again, and we'll move on to the next task of the day. So we'll come back to you in just a little while. Well, just like that. It doesn't take too long these days at all. So we're just gonna put this back into the corner. We use this old muck pad really as a storage area now for the machines. Get this put into the corner. So how are you all doing today anyway? I hope you're all very well. I hope you're finishing up everything as well as we have so far at least. The autumn has been kind to you. The weather's been a bit hit and miss, but we've been consistent here, I would say is probably fair. Always nice to be able to let's just shut you off there. Get that door shut. Always nice to be able to have everything done here by October really, which is, we don't have a lot of arable work to do, but it's always nice to get that all in and out of the way. Which we've been able to do that, so that's a great relief. And so yeah, as you can see, we're going to have a walk around here. We're going to have to shut this gate now. cattle in there. We've made a few alterations as we always do every winter. We give the cattle kind of free rein, so they walk on this hard track between the milk parlour and the main shed. And then we also bring them around the corner here. We've got like a hard stand that we fence in. And that's fenced in, and it has the water trough there as well. So they get access into that. So it gives them plenty of space to move, plenty of access to water into their food, of course. Hello, love. Out of the way. And all is looking very good indeed. So we will be, yeah, we're going to be keeping an eye on them for the most part there. We've, our kind of, when they're indoors there, our feeding and milking patterns don't change at all. We'll just keep an eye on them as well, make sure they're all looking healthy. So far though, everything's looking fantastic, and they're happy to get back indoors, as I mentioned. So long may that continue. We're going to have a walk around here, make sure everything's shut. We just filled up the water as well, so they're looking good there. And yeah, other than that, everything is fantastic, so we will leave them to be. I'm going to take the bike out now. I'm going to have a bit of a drive around, see how some of our fields are looking. We're kind of at that stage now where everything else is done. So as we walk around the corner here, you'll see there's a lot of all the cultivation equipment is no longer here. And as we come around the corner, yeah, we can see we've got cultivation equipment will stay where it is. That's kind of tucked about the way. We've greased it down, washed off the plows as well, greased everything up. The demo tractor, the Massey, the S series Massey, the 67S has gone back, unfortunately. So that's no longer ours to play with, but you never know. I am very much thinking about trying to purchase one of those. They were a lovely bit of equipment, very, very good to drive. Elsewhere, everything else is looking good. The fields won't be touched. They're very wet at the moment, actually, some of them. So we're not going to look too much into those. Crops haven't started coming through quite yet, but again, they're not too far away. We're going to have a drive up to the left here. We have got our storage, our machinery shed is all but full. It's doing a cracking job. I'm very happy with how that was built up there. We do have a little bit of extra space there that at the moment it's kind of like a hard stand. I'm not quite too sure what we can do with that. I don't think we can afford to build another shed there, that's for sure. But it's something that we could well look into just to see if we can utilize that a little bit better. Maybe get like an old Dutch barn up there to store straw in, perhaps. I don't know. But we'll come along here. I do believe the old sawmill up here is about to close down, actually. I think it's been shut down by health and safety, so it's not even going to be operating up here at all. So that's quite interesting for me. I don't know what we're going to do, because that's quite a good amount of real estate there, so we'll have to wait and see. But here we are. Here's a lot of our trailers all parked about the way here. And then as I just kind of come to a halt. You can see it's kind of packed full to the rafters with different bits of equipment there, so which is very handy for me. I like to keep them all undercover where possible, so that's all looking good. If we look to review any bits of our equipment, it might be the baler over the coming few months. The baler's old. It still works very well, but it's got a lot of hours on, a lot of bales on the clock there as well. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, but if we could afford to do a baler and a tractor this winter, that'd be fantastic news for me. That would make me more than happy. But that's one of the things we'll have to wait and see, really. See what happens. Now I'm going to shut this up. That's fantastic. And we'll get ourselves way down. Last of the good weather today, though. Apparently it's supposed to turn really miserable over the next few days, which is why we opted to bring the cattle in today. But everything else is looking good. There's supposed to be a new farmer coming into the area that I've heard of. He's a young chap called Sam is up here, but he's doing his thing, and I think he's starting with the sheep actually, so must be going well for him. Other than that, everything else is as it was really. We are toying with the idea now of actually we're trying to move away from relying upon Dad's sheds and the yards down there, because we are thinking about the idea of either leasing those out where we can or selling them outright. So one of those options could perhaps come into an eventuality at some stage. Elsewhere, since we last spoke as well, we got that final little bit of maize chopped. That's all in the bank, and it is down at the BJ. And we even came straight in behind and ploughed the land over, but because it's a little bit late and it was a bit cold, we didn't put anything into the ground. Or you see, we just put some cover crop in there that we had left over, some oil radish seed. So hopefully that's going to come through and allow for a little bit of a cover crop over the winter, and we'll stick some spring barley into that field, I should think. But that's all being ploughed over as well, so that's looking fantastic. Other than that, it's all looking very good. Everything's tidied up there. Everything's been bookended, really, so it's we haven't left anything half done. And we are able to move on and think about next year's plans. What I would like to say at this stage, though, is it has been an absolute pleasure documenting the journey, and I hope you have enjoyed. And we'll be bringing more of this to you later on. I would like to thank Simulation for the Nation for providing me the opportunity to bring you along for the ride. If you have yet to do so, I strongly suggest that you hit subscribe and join in with the journey he is going on. Apparently there's a lot of big new things coming from a whole new platform, so do keep an eye on that one. But as for me, I have been Will. You have been fantastic for joining in, contributing and commenting along. I'd love to read all the comments, and we will see you maybe later down the line. There's a chance that we'll always come back to you, and I'll be here working on GWENDDWR, and it'll be like we never left. Until then though, thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed. Do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing as always, and maybe one day down the line we'll see you again. Until then though, take care and we'll see you later.